What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 4 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded not modded, vanilla, Sayl the Faithless Immortal Empires campaign. Yeah, that's still a hard to shake habit. Anyway, as we saw last time, we faced off against Miao Ying and have unlocked Beorg Bearstruck, who annoyingly got assassinated pretty much immediately, but thanks to the wound recovery time reduction was back up and running rather quick. Man, he gets plus 30 HP points out of that, and then another 30 out of Unnatural Thirst. Good lord, he is probably going to be able to go to, what, maybe 10,000 HP with the items that he will probably get as well. Should be pretty interesting. Anyway, we have got to do a couple of things before we end the turn, but I don't think there's actually that much. We are looking to capture Wei Jin. Let's level before we do, though. Well, before we end the turn, rather. Ward save and favored by the matriarch. A nice little aura buff, giving melee 24 attack for everybody around, only for 19 seconds, but still something. Unnatural Flesh, giving HP and regen. Warrior of the Fimir, giving weapon strength and unyielding assault. Melee attack can never be lowered. Crippling Assault, giving additional speed and charge bonus. And then, most importantly, Shrouding Mists, which gives a nice missile resistance and melee defense plus 5 aura to everybody around, which is solid. All the buffs for the Fimir we can't use in this army, but that's alright. Let's also grab Hardened Skin to make you a little bit tougher, and Might of the Swamp to make you, well, also a little bit tougher, but to hit harder, really. Also, while we have you, let's give you a name. You're going to be Balor. And let's also name a couple of these guys. Kislev's Exiled for the first of the Bearmen, and Bear Necessities for the second. Alright, and Beorg is saving his points for his, additional buffs for the Bearmen. Otherwise, I do believe we are good to go here. Nothing else to do, so we're going to end the turn and, I guess, besiege Wei Jin. Assuming I haven't forgotten anything. And I assume that we will have sufficient spoils in order to capture this place. I don't know how much spoils it actually costs, but I guess we'll see. Alright, huh. Did they? Oh, the Peacemen are here too. Okay, fair enough. Raider for Sayl the Faithless. Ungrel Stoneheart. Oh wow, that's a lot of Minotaurs in a randomly spawned Beastmen army. Good for you, I guess. Wei Jin, you are currently at war with a lot of factions, including the Puppets of Misrule. Actually, speaking of the Puppets of Misrule, Foundry of Bones. Ah, there you go. There's the vassalage. There's the trade agreement. There's our money. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. And you are going to attempt to take Snake Gate with 3 stacks there? You know, I really don't see that happening. Oh wow, Lothar lost? I was not expecting that. How did you manage to lose? Your army was so much better. Useless. Whatever. Anyway, Sayl, we will have you join the war. How much? Oh, I should have asked to join the war against those guys, because you now peaced out with them. Alright, fine, fair enough. Let's ask you. Join war against Celestial River Lords. How much money? Barely any money. Better than nothing, though. Maybe could have asked somebody else, but I'm too lazy to find. Anyway, Sayl, you will now besiege Wei Jin. Oh! Actually, this guy's probably gonna run, right? Or will he? That's a pretty solid sack. Okay, I'm not gonna move this little army in. If you can draw out the garrison, we won't even need to besiege it. Let's find out. Come on, garrison. Yes, they will fight. Isn't it lovely? Alright, we have a Lichbone Pennant here, which actually we do not need in this particular army because everyone in Sayl's army has magical damage, so I'm not even going to apply it just so that I remember to place it somewhere. Yeah, we're going to need to add something in this army that's capable of anti-air because we have it in very, very limited amounts. Wait, what does Sayl have in terms of his other spells, if I'm trying to recall? I wonder if we would be able to hit the big boy with a Ruinous Thunderbolt. I guess we'll give it a try. Go.
They name me Faithless, yes, but do not dismay. I trust in your skill and in our victory.
Alrighty, here we go. I love this lighting combination. It's sort of like sort of an almost dark map with a little bit of a light filtering through the clouds. It makes the I don't know, makes it real atmospheric with all these trees and all that. Anyway, the enemy army is the garrison coming in as a reinforcement. So unfortunately for this Lord Magistrate, he's gonna have a bad time. Beorg, Bearstruck, and Balor, whatever the Fimir Noble. I keep forgetting what the type of hero is called. Anyway, and they're gonna bonk him, they're gonna shred him. This Magistrate stands no chance, though funnily enough, he just keeps getting knocked to the ground by Balor, and maybe it would thus be better to have Beorg attack him? Hard to say. Okay, there we go. Didn't fall down this time and actually took a hit. There we go, another hit. This feels unfair. Frankly, it's kind of impressive how long this Magistrate is holding on between these two. And, ooh, a kick as well. Man, I really miss the Fimir Stalkers from SFO. Really nice to have that unit back again next time we play Norsca. Anyway, looks like with that, the Magistrate is 1 or 2 hits away from, yep, there we go. Down he goes. Alrighty, and as the Magistrate falls, the enemy's reinforcements arrive. We got Celestial Dragon crossbows and a Celestial Dragon Guard as well, who we will have to carefully watch out for. Now, Sayl is going to move on in and annoy the enemy as best he can, avoiding the Lancers and whatnot, and dropping his first spells, both the Nightmaw. I wonder why they made the Nightmaw so short, in the sense that it's like, I don't know, a third maybe the length of a penumbral pendulum. I think it should be a little bit longer. Anyway, Sayl's gonna get his magic missile off as well, doing about a solid 30% damage to that, a little bit less, to that Sky Lantern. Follow it up with another spell as the enemy continues to move through our main army, though it looks like the Jade Lancers have unfortunately trapped Sayl. How long will they have him trapped for remains to be seen, as we drop an Uranon's Thunderbolt amongst them, dropping them down to about 45% of their HP, and a few more whacks from that Viper's Staff and laser eyes from that skull. We'll see Sayl free, and in fact, since no other units are coming in to punish him, he can just knock out all of these poor Jade Lancers altogether. I mean, why not? There we go, nice, nice. We're waiting for the enemy army to move towards our main army after all, so... Oh wow, and the range is pretty great as Sayl still manages to cast yet another Penumbral Pendulum, tearing through the Jade Warrior crossbows and long spears. Beautiful. Does look like another unit of Jade Lancers has, however, sighted him and is going after him as well, but, I mean, you'd think they'd learn after what happened to the first unit. Anyway, we've waited long enough. I just wanted to make sure that the enemy army moved to the sort of closer to the center of the map, wherein we'd be able to chase them down and destroy them. And there we go, nice big bonk from that Fimir Noble through that line of Jade Warriors. And otherwise, we're just looking to engage the enemy as best we can. The Bearmen of Ursula will probably tear them to shreds, even without them being as buffed as we'd like. As in, we just don't have the levels on Beorg yet, but eventually these guys are going to get even more powerful. Nice little debuff, or buff rather, on our guys, the favored of the Matriarch, giving him a massive 24 melee attack and powering them up significantly to face off against the Celestial Dragon crossbows and the Celestial Dragon Guard alike. The latter does get a harmonic convergence, massively increasing their stats to face off against the Bearmen. But we got other units moving in as support. Axes flying over the heads of ours, and their armor-piercing damage will certainly damage those Celestial Dragon Guard well. The Kurgan horses have arrived, and the Yetin is periodically casting things, including that enfeebling foe. And it looks like with that, the enemy army has realized that they have no hope here, and will shatter, giving the battle to us. This, once again, a very atmospheric-looking battle. I think my favorite lighting so far. Anyway, with that, we will be getting the chase on, as I think we should be able to destroy like 95% of the enemies. Alright, there we go. Dragon Guard or not, no problem. Sacrifice captives, enslave captives. I guess we'll enslave because sacrifice is basically worthless here. Very nice work out of Sayl with 52,000 damage, harassing the enemy army with spells as he moved, and personally taking down the enemy Sky Lantern as well, though. Again, not as concerning in vanilla as they are in SFO, where they're freaking amazing. Probably my favorite unit in the Cathan roster in SFO. But anyway, enslave the captives. Lovely, and then Wei Jin for free. Auto-resolve what remains, and more damage. Actually, I don't know if it's more damage, but, you know, damage. And raise a Chaos Altar. Okay, so colonize will cost 500 spoils. Oh, right. It's a tier 3. Wait a moment. It's a tier 3, meaning we take it a tier 2. It would cost 4,000 gold to be put it up back to... Wait. It wouldn't be able. Wait, it would cost 4,000 gold. It might actually be worth sacking it. Well, then there's repairs as well. It costs 2,000 gold, I think, to go from tier 1 to tier 2, so we'd still have 3.5k to play with, plus the repairs, which is probably another 1k, so it might be worth it very, very slightly. Just with the additional provincial instability, which doesn't really matter to us. Alright, fine, we'll sack and then colonize. Sack and colonize it. Hey, free warrior bane. That's a nice pickup. And colonize. Alright, and we will take it at tier 1. We don't need this here. I mean, yeah, we don't need this here. We will repair you for 604, and then just to double check, it costs us 1.4k to take it up. Yeah, that's good. Warrior Bane, Rampager Standard, Slave Master Recruitment Cost Reduction, Celestial Loyalists destroyed. Okay, I see why they didn't want to pay us a lot for putting those guys on the field. Mist Stalkers, Soul Crusher, War Mammoth, and Iceforged Legion. Just taking a look at what other regiments of renown we have. And then, of course, the Monstrous Arcanum guys. Anyway, have Thor Christensen. You are going to get this fella, who is a sorcerer priest of metal, shaman sorcerer, and you're gonna start marching your way down this way. Gotta deliver those Etten to Sayl. Probably gonna get him a couple more Etten, maybe a couple of regular Etten, since they're his signature unit with the Kurgan. And we gotta deliver those guys as well. And then we'll probably take out the Worshippers of the Crow and the Icehorn Marauders from this army. Maybe the Marauder Hunters, because they don't have Vanguard deployment either, and we're kind of banking on that. Anyway, you... Oh, is there nothing to raid here anymore? Well, that's just lovely. And these guys are taking territory, too. Well, that's the issue with having vassals, but whatever. We'd mostly be building Chaos Altars here, so we don't really care. You know what? You're kind of bothering me. Just die. Explode. Disappear. Into nothingness. Thank you. Alrighty. What do we have at Mountain's End here? Ooh, yes. This will give us Skinwolf Weirkin. And this will give us a teensy bit more cash, but we really need a lot more cash. This will not increase our hero recruitment capacity for the shaman sorcerers, meaning it's useless, meaning I guess you could just build the loot pile. Fair enough. Yeah, no capacity increases. This is income from all armies for raiding, but how much of that are we really doing? And I may or may not keep this, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, the rest of that looks good. Let's check Diplo to see if there's anything interesting here. Redhorn Tribe, we want to trade with the Kazakhs. It depends on if we, you know, betray and kill them. Vassalization of the servants of the Conclave. Northern provinces want peace, that ain't happening. I guess we want to make an altar at Nangao, mostly because we just plain won't have the spoils otherwise. Skip, and turn. I think there was nothing else. I wonder if Mingzhu is full of rats, and I still wonder whether we should just obliterate them. They're kind of on the way southward, and what do you dislike? You don't like our treaties with Puppets of Misrule or War Host of Jar. Yeah, I think Deathmaster Snitch, we're gonna kill you. It's not like you're keeping anybody at bay, because you're kind of weak anyway. And we do need one more altar, and I expected this place is full of rats, so yeah. Tara, Great Shaman Sorcerer of Death completed. Construction cost reduction for province capitals. Well, that's just lovely. You... I can't build defenses as yet. I guess we just build the growth and first stash. This place is not going to be super defensible, but we want to keep it down here. Alright, what about techs? Oh, 200 spoils, but I think we gotta do it. Spell intensity for adjacent. Okay, I don't really care about that, but the additional research, it ain't much, but in the early game, it's, well, it's enough. Enough to make it worth it. Anyway, have Thor. We do want to strike at Snake Gate. Oh, if we wanted to, we could have you probably take a Bloodwind Keep while you're at it. Or could you? You know, you basically have no melee troops. Who would hold back the tide? I kind of just want another capital settlement, and these guys will never be of any real use. Alright, fine, you're gonna go this way. I did say it would be likely that we'd be betraying them after all, and then Sayl, you're going to go this way as well. We'll ignore... Well, I assume you can actually take care of this, so Sayl, I changed my mind. We're going to go here. Actually, you are going to go like this. Then we're going to pop into raiding camps. Ah, what is this? Oh, are you going to take this? Oh, we just started to trade with you, too. So we can't kill you. It doesn't say colonize cost, therefore it's full of rats, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, you don't need raiding camp stance. Actually, do you? Yeah. This saves us some money. It's not like we care about the public order in Po-May anyway. I think that's fine. Alrighty, the rest of that is good, and building-wise, we got Mountains End. Let's upgrade that loot pile to the Trophies of Battle. I wonder if it'll be convertible to the Horde Pit eventually. I certainly don't want to be losing that much spoils per turn right now, but that doesn't mean that in the future at some point that won't be the case. Also, Grimgor, you don't dislike us as much as I thought you would. That's kind of interesting. Well, either way, we're probably going to have to go to Norsca proper, defeat Throg and Wulfric, in theory, and I see... What is this? Wait. I swear I saw a bunch of vision of stuff. Why do we have vision of all this? Gold and... Oh, it's how our vassal caravans are giving us vision. That's kind of interesting. Fair enough. Skip. When's the next item manipulation? 2 turns. Waiting on that. I gotta get the next altar, so... South we go to Mingzhu. Maybe it's a good thing that the Chaos Dwarfs are taking territory here. If they do well, we'll have access, or more access to their units. Hey, Beastmen, are you raiding our territory? Who said you could do that? I might have to kill them. Beastmen are kind of irritating. Hey, another Talisman of Preservation and another Slave Chain. Casualties captured post-battle in Lord's army. I wonder if this can be given to a hero or it can only be given to the Lord, because obviously we have the Talisman of Preserve on you. Lands of Stone and Steel, we have a commandment available now. Income from post-battle loot, recruitment cost, attrition, campaign movement range. Well, the growth doesn't matter here. At least not much. Slight construction cost reduction. You know what, I'm gonna say raise the Palisades for now, just for the anti-movement range. Alright, we've got that Talisman, we got that Slave Chain, which I presume can't be given to either one of you because you have stuff. I guess we could give it to you temporarily. I wonder if that increases the amount of spoils we get. Although I do like how this powers you up. Damn it. Alright, maybe we'll give it to another guy. Anyway, new techs available. Is there something critical that we wanted here? I do like that population surplus +1 for newly captured settlements, I gotta say. It'll take 7 turns to get there, but it's probably gonna be worth it, so yeah, fine. Campaign movement range out of stronger ores. Alright, go to Mingzhu. I assume it's full of rats, but it's not like the rats have a lot of territory. And we'll have to chase down Ungrol either with Sayl or somebody else. Sayl, go. And then, there's Deathmaster Snitch with the millionaire. Oh! It isn't God damn it. Alright, well, we're not... Yeah. We actually want Snitch to capture this. I figured that he'd have it because he has, I take it, 3 out of the 4 provinces? No, 2. Well, Kunlun he has. Alright, well then we're ignoring it for now. I'll let him just stick around and fight these guys off for a little bit. I mean, yeah, we could go directly towards him, but we want this as an altar, not as nothing. Are we, out of curiosity, wait, if you... One way we can get around this is to trade settlements, can't we, without spending spoils? Certainly something to think about. Anyway, I guess we have to go to Nangao because these guys are too incompetent to take it themselves, and besides, I guess we want to either chase down the stupid beastmen or kill the Imperial Wardens. You don't like us, eh? Well, you're not gonna like what we're gonna do to you. Even more trade agreements we will ignore. And peace we will obviously ignore. Eastern Steppes, you Dragon Crossroad. Yeah, we'll build the marauding militia here and upgrade the slavers camp. And then I guess we'll go for the loot pile. We could also do another one of these for another capacity, but I think we're okay for now. Actually, speaking of, still no heroes other than the... Oh, we can get another Fimir Noble. Or we could get another Fimir Noble if I liked those traits at all, which I definitely do not. Anyway, you. One more turn until Bloodwind keeps, so you're going to pop into raiding camp stance. You're going to go right here. And, I mean, this guy's not going to be able to get to his territory very soon anyway. Well, this guy might move to help, but I think we'll be okay. Sadly, you will lose this. No more vassalage. He does give us tribute, but I think we get more value out of his territory than just letting him live. Sorry, Lothar. And then... Oh, wait, I just thought of something. Yeah, no, okay. I was wondering whether Village might be able to reach him, and because I didn't want that, but he can't. So, we now declare war on you. There we go. Feels like a lawfully appropriate thing to do. Anyway, skip, and turn. We still have the quest battle for the Tower of Ashir, but we want to get those Etten and maybe other stuff before we do. Miao Ying wants peace, and that's not happening. Alright, let's see. Huh, they didn't capture the gate, did they? Are they sitting in the bas? Ooh, if they did, we should capture it for ourselves. Ooh, if Village takes it, I'm gonna regret it. Regret the war declaration, I mean. I can't tell whether he was just... Nah, he was just sitting near there, so it didn't happen. And, huh. That's a question. Are these guys... Did they lose their army? Did they get killed by these guys? What happened there? They are at war with each other. Maybe. So, a final supper. Wins a magic reduction for all armies. That's a little bit annoying. Would we be able to kill this guy? I guess we will. Declare war. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna hope that their other army was destroyed by these guys. You're gonna run. Please don't run around the thing. Okay, no, we're fine. I'm going to assume that thusly this faction gets destroyed. Auto-resolve. And... Reaver's Helm, sure. Enemy killed in battle, faction destroyed. Good. I hate how they raid your provinces. Anyway, you are going to go into ambush stance now. And you're going to go here near Pomay. And we're going to... I guess we could declare war on these guys. Wait, can we join a war? No. If we declare war on them directly, they will probably take or raise Terracotta Graveyard, and maybe we should just let the Chaos Dwarfs keep it. They do provide us tribute, after all. Alright, fine, then that won't work. We can't raid their territory. Alright, so stay in ambush stance then. Whereas Hathor, you are going to besiege Bloodwind Keep and build some stuff. We'll see if they sally out, but if they don't, we should still be able to take it. Who do we put the Razor Standards on? You guys, I guess? Like so. Alright, as good as it's gonna get. You are costing us money, buddy, so, you know, keep that in mind. You're saving points as well, but we can get Fearsome Warriors, because eventually we will split Berg off to do stuff. Although we could keep him in Sayl's army as well. I'll think about it. What do we have here? We can upgrade the Chaos Altar at Pomay. I'm just not sure it's worth it. Eastern Steppes, same thing here, so we'll skip. We'll end the turn. We still gotta get to Snake Gate and the various armies there, plus Nangao. Which we'll have to raise as an altar, but whatever. Alright, I wanted to double check whether we could convert an altar to a actual territory, but maybe because it costs an extra currency it won't... Oh! Village is gonna help that? Fair enough. Alrighty, and oh, they actually are going past this towards Dragon's Crossroad. That's not great. Huh, okay. Peace treaty with Kazakh. No, sorry, buddy. But, you know, not sorry. Alright, ambush foiled. This guy's sticking around here. I would really prefer not to lose Dragon's Crossroad if possible. Although this one army wouldn't be able to defeat it anyway. And Iron Storm? What about Iron Storm? Maybe we're okay. Alright, you go here. Oh, we're not actually at war with them. Then where are you going? I don't know. Kill this guy. Ooh, he's going to run. I maybe should have taken this. If Village is there, we don't even need to fight this because it's going to be pathetic by comparison. Decisive victory. Okay, surprise, suspiciously useful village. Suspiciously useful. Sack 9.4k, but I guess we'll... I didn't check what tier you were at. There was no way it was a tier 4, was it? Because it would probably be then worth it to take it at tier 3. Or would it? I don't know. It's 9k. Alright, I'm gonna risk it. It must have been a tier 3 then. Okay, so then it was worth it. And occupied a tier 1. Lovely. Alright, worth it. And you can go into construction cost reduction and immediately build one of these lovely fur stashes. And otherwise we can ignore it. I mean, I guess we could build a loot pile here. Yeah, probably not. The Chaos Shrine's probably not worth it because it doesn't generate enough cash. The post-battle loot will stack faction-wide, so we'll want 1 billion of these. Alright, go. Good. Eastern Steppes is secured. You are now able to get a a skin wolf. Really? 0? You gotta be kidding me. What the heck? I've never seen that, or maybe I have and I've forgotten it, but still weird. Anyway, kill this guy. And auto-resolve, please. Like so, and then we will go for, I guess, take the tiny amount of cash. And you will march stance closer to these guys. We'll see if they declare war. I doubt it, though. Oh, wait, we can stay here and heal in our friendly territory. Kazakh destroyed. They should have never fallen for that, another research rate thing. Actually, have we gotten one in this campaign? I think we got one in Dekalos, but anyway. They should have never fallen for that vassalage. Foolish of them. Anyway, skip, and turn. Okay, so these guys have now taken Mingzhu. Maybe we can trade them something for it. It's a little bit annoying. I really thought it was full of rats, but apparently not the case. And we could always betray them too if we really feel like it. The Dark Elves, I mean, in terms of what they have that we might want as Norsca, it would mostly be monsters, but the fact that we have buffs for our monsters will probably make our monsters better than theirs anyway. Ally mission aborted. I didn't even realize we had one, and ow! These guys have taken down Gao and actually built it as a tower. You know what? I'm perfectly content with that. I kind of don't like how you're at Fortress of Eyes, which might fall to you, though. I'm gonna have you move to Iron Storm, then. Since we've taken that, Eastern River Lord's destroyed, so Nakai is doing decently well down there. Then we should have another... Nope. We should have another item steelies available. Indeed we do. We will do this to... Kolek again? Grimgor? Who do we want to annoy just because we can? I think Tamarkan's broken. He hasn't done anything or built anything. So we'll probably betray him and kill him. I mean, if he's broken, it's not even really a betrayal, is it? What place makes a lot of money? We could screw the Dark Elves over just because, even though they're our allies. You know, let's just do this one. I'm not yet sure about the Dark Elves as yet. There you go, another Violet Troll blood. Nice. I would prefer another Armor of Destiny, but all good. Anyway, you are going to besiege Snake Gate then.
It is acceptable. You risk
Declare war or join right now. Just declare war. They're fighting the overlords of Jarduk? Alright, sure.
Beyond reason, beyond sanity.
Like so. Then we're going to do this. And we're going to build some stuff and hope that they sally out. I will also want to transfer to this fella that Lichbone Pennant. Because you can get more use out of it, or, you know, use out of it, period. Not the Cathay Slave Dancers, not the Slave Master, that we probably should have used you to recruit. Where is... Oh, Lichbone Pennant, yes. Alrighty. Looks good to me. No buildings to be built. Oh, actually, that's not necessarily true. Mountain's End, Dark Tower, we could upgrade you. We got that reduction, so... Yeah, let's get it up to tier 4. Expensive though it may be, and then Bloodwind Keep, you're going up as well. I would love to... Huh. I could upgrade the Horde... Oh, wait, no, the minus... Yeah, no. Just go for the regular loot pile. I'm honestly disinclined to spend that much money on the loot piles, even the regular loot piles, but it is what it is. Also, Pome. If we give it to these guys, I wonder if it'll become a tower. These guys are starting to look like a pretty strong vassal. And, wow, they're at tier 5 now. Good lord. Hopefully they actually build some... we'll send to Aranders. Build some artillery buildings so that we can actually make some artillery. And Gao's a decent option for that. And don't screw me on this. Anyway, let's see what we've got. Sayl. You will want... You know, let's just get Hardened Monstrosity so I don't have to look at it every single time. We do have more spells to work through. You do get cheaper spells, so maybe we'll go through to Arcane Conduit. And yeah, we get the red line buffs, and we eventually will, but it's not the most critical thing in the world. Anyway, let's end the turn then. See if they sally out. Let's see if Fortress of Eyes falls to the pile of peasants there, but I suppose it won't matter even if it does, because they'll get killed. Now, will these guys sally out, or will they force us to actually attack the place? We don't have Vanguard deploying... No, they will sally out, alright. And oh, okay, that makes sense why they would. They have a full stack of peasants on top of a full stack of Jade Warriors. Big fight. Go.
I see our foe. With my considerable talents and your raw strength, we will emerge victorious!
Alrighty, here we go. A full stack of peasants and a full stack of Jade Warriors with the occasional other types of units in here, like the two Jet Lions and the Celestial Lion as well. As usual, Sayl will move towards the enemy army quick as he can, getting a Wind Blast and a Penumbral Pendulum through the enemy lines, and gonna pop off a Night Maw through their ranks. And in addition, well, let's see what his damage is gonna look like after these spells. Ooh, very nice at the end there. Alright, so 3 spells, 230 kills, 31,000 damage. Pretty solid. Granted, a single, I don't know, something like a Dwellers Below in this blob would have killed most of them and done more damage, but still pretty happy. And besides, we can keep spamming the cheaper spells, especially the Wind Blast, but even including the Penumbral Pendulum when not overcast. As we get ready to make contact with the enemy army with the rest of our own force, we are up to now 287 kills and 43,000 damage before the battle begins. But we did have to whittle the enemy down some, as they certainly have a lot more troops than we do. Balor gets knocked off his feet as he attempts to take down the Jet Lines, and once again I got so used to the SFO having 4 units of Jet Lines and Jade Lines, or 4 models in a unit, that it feels weird to have them be 1 unit again. Alright, more spells coming out of Sayl. There we go. I see the Night Maw mowing down enemies, and the Wind Blasts keep on coming. Peasants and Jade Warriors alike facing off against our piles of Bearmen here. And that aspect of the battle will probably last for a fair while. Otherwise, we are trying to get the Kurgan Warhorse, or Horseman rather, into the fight now. I'm going to charge some range units and tear them to shreds with the twin axes. And there we go, these guys take 1 charge and are shaken, lose about 40% of their HP, and try to run only to get met by the worshippers of the Crow, who will eventually go into a themed army of their own. Lovely. Alright, the bounce power has shifted to about 65% in our favor, but the battle is still very much raging, just due to the sheer number of troops that the enemy has. The Etten looks like it's having fun, bounding through the ranks of peasants and Jade Warriors. The Wind Blast and other spell work continue coming through from Sayl, and pretty effectively by the looks of it as well. The Etten will also be dropping its bound abilities, like that Flock of Doom upon the enemy. And let's say it's got 90 kills and 10,000 damage. Not too bad, though. It's taken a fair bit of damage itself. The enemy, unfortunately, just keeps on targeting it with all of its range firepower, as the AI is wont to do. And in fact, we're going to back the Etten off a bit in the hopes of, let's say, not getting it too much more damage. Unfortunately, while they were attacking one of the peasant archers, the Kurgan horses did get hit by the Jade Lancers, and the charge helped them essentially destroy the unit. Or at the very least bring it down to less than half of its model number. That's alright though, we're going to send them off the map or just escape. The other Kurgan horsemen are still working on it. I'm actually surprised they weren't able to defeat the Jade Lancers. I'm willing to bet that the Great Weapon variant probably would, though. with the armor. Ooh, and another very nice bonk from Balor. And yes, we will have a Fimir-themed army. In fact, maybe we'll build the Fimir-themed army soon. I don't want to wait too long. We'll just have to figure out what kind of monsters we'll want together with the various Fimir unit types. In SFO at least, I think Balefiends also buff some monstrous units other than Fimir. I don't know whether that's the case here. I guess we'll see. Anyway, balance of power shifts to 100% in our favor, and the massive line of Cathans breaks, giving the battle to us. Very, very nice. And we'll chase down what we can here with our piles of bearmen. And by the looks of it, they were able to hold the line quite well. The bearmen are very tanky. They may look like marauders, but they have a lot of HP, and their melee defense stats are very solid as well. Generally, very decent units. Alright, there we go. Looks pretty good to me. Most of the enemy were wiped out, and we got a fair bit of cash, and... This unit was fairly badly beat up, but the other unit got 401 kills, so pretty good between the two, I guess. The enemy range units continue, focusing down that cursed Etten, but once we have more of them, then it hopefully won't be such an issue. Sayl got nearly 1,000 kills and nearly 100,000 damage, so he did damn well. One thing I've been noticing in all of the campaigns, actually, with this DLC is that units seem to be... They seem to not be following orders very well. You know how sometimes you tell a unit to attack an enemy unit and then it just sort of stops and doesn't follow the orders, and you have to tell it again and it stops again, like they're not good at chasing. And I've noticed this happening a ton lately in all of these campaigns. Hopefully it's just something missing from a patch, but if it keeps happening on your guys' end once the DLC drops, please let me know. I feel like I'm going crazy with it. Kind of strange, but anyway, I guess we're going to sacrifice those captives like so. I'm just gonna hope that the auto-resolve doesn't kill this unit, or else we're gonna have to... You know what? It's only 1,000 gold. I'd rather not risk it. Just enslave the captives. Alright, then I would like to see... What level is Snake Gate at? What is this? Shrines fortified. Destroyed plunder. Hero action success chance plus 20. What? Huh? I am confused. We get no positive out of this, and we get only a positive out of this. Why would... I don't understand. Why would anybody... What possible reason would you... I don't know. Alright, the weather is brutal even by northern standards. A vicious hailstorm blows up from nowhere. As it howls down upon your settlement, you realize you have neither the time nor the materials to reinforce all of your buildings. Will you have your people try and save the shrines, or secure the loot piles? Maybe this is one of those events that has like a second part to it, and if you pick this, the, damaging thing later is not as bad. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Shrines fortified. Trickster's Shard. Then you have a tier... Is that a tier 3? I genuinely can't tell. It's not tier 4, so it has to be tier 3. What is this worth sack value? Yeah, a fair bit, actually. Alright, fine. We'll sack it then. Sack. Auto-resolve. And sack it. And then we'll raise a Chaos Altar. Scroll of power, enemy killed in battle, and Chaos Altar it is. Alright, there we go. And let's see, does this have a super garrison? Fortified Chaos Altar, is this the same? Wait, is this a Chaos Altar? Yes. Pandemonic Monolith. 3, 2, 2, and 1 versus 3, 2, 1, 1, and 1. Huh. It does have a... Oh, wow, it has a faction-wide benefit. Oh, well, darn, that's unfortunate. Yeah, if I had known, I would have raised these at here, but we now can't do that. Unless somebody else takes them and we attack them. Huh. Is there any way to do that? To get somebody to take those? Ally somebody, ask them to take them, and betray them later? Yeah, if I knew beforehand, I would have obviously done it. Sayl steals 9% of experience earned by other lords. Oh wait, that's just the Dark Ritual augmentation. The regular altars have that, I'm pretty sure, don't they? Double check. Actually no, they're different. Wait, actually no, it's right here. So they do have it. Just at different levels. Yeah. But the faction-wide thing, we definitely didn't have those here. Spoils plus 10 per turn. At least these guys generate spoils, but otherwise the garrison is not all that strong. But nonetheless, we gotta fortify it so it doesn't, you know, get taken over immediately. I guess we'll still need the construction reduction here, as well as the growth. Don't bother collecting income, because this place will never generate income. Oh, and it doesn't have public order either. Well, okay, yeah, that's not surprising. Alright, fair enough. Wizards of the Empire. Win the following battle with Sayl the Faithless' army, and unlock tier 2 manipulations. Enemy force. We got some knights and some reinforcements. Are you at full HP now? Not quite. Alright, so we will... Let's give this a read. We're gonna fight it as soon as we have the units from our second army. Specifically the... well, the horses and the Etten. Actually, maybe we should keep the Razor Standards. I was gonna give those to troops rather than cab, but I'll think about it. Anyway, your growing power has not gone unnoticed. It was ever only a matter of time before your guileless foes roused themselves against you, though you had been expecting it to come from closer to home. The men of the West are no less susceptible to the whisperings of chaos than those of the Eastern Plains. It strikes you as unlikely that such a soft-bellied host would ever survive the journey across the Darklands, but crushing them would send a powerful message. Fair enough. And yes, we will do this shortly. I guess we will travel southward. Yeah, gotta figure out how we deal with the rest of this, but all good. Imperial Wardens destroyed. You will go this way. I guess we could wait just to transfer the units, otherwise we'll be following this guy for ages. Technically both armies are going southward, so we could just raid in our own territory to reduce the costs. Makes sense to me. What do we have here? Oh May, do we want to bother upgrading you, or do we want to potentially trade these guys for another settlement? I wonder what would happen if... if these guys occupied a territory. The Chaos Dwarfs, I mean, and then we traded for it. I guess we'll see later. Oh, either way. We have got to end the turn now. And ooh, Bayorg, you're not at rank 12 yet, are you? No. Oh, but you do get stand your ground. We will take that. And we will take Roar to arms, and then we'll keep waiting for these for rank 12. Alright, now we can end the turn. And then hopefully do that manipulation battle. And we should be more or less healed up by that point. Deathmaster Snitch, you want a non-aggression? Oh yeah, you really don't like us, do you? Well, you're gonna hate us even more. I guess we could go after Snitch next, especially since Miao Yang is dead. And it's still going to be a bit before we get army split off to go to the Norsca proper. Anyway, Confederation, Lamian Sisterhood destroyed, Constructor buildings damaged. Ugh. Well, Norsca has all the negative events. It's actually kind of crazy. What's Mingzhu worth to you, out of curiosity?
There are mortals to enslave.
And barely any. Honestly, if it was just a little bit less, I would just threaten them into it. Western Provinces and Defenders of the Great Plan. We give you 13th. Are you insane? You don't like our treaties with the War Host of Jar, right? We could threaten him and it will kill our reliability for a while, but admittedly at the same time. You know, I'll think about it. If he starts upgrading it, then... Wait, can we actually see when the AI upgrades stuff? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, we can. Wait, no, that might be because they're a vassal. Oh wow, village. That's a decent army. Yeah, you're gonna go south with that, eh? You. I would like you to trade, if I can just click sale here. Trade these guys to sale. Take away the Worshippers of the Crow, and... It's gonna bother me to only have one Marauder Bearman with great weapons. Take, I guess, the Marauder Hunters. For now, I like the idea that all of the units in the army will be able to Vanguard deploy. And then take one of these Marauder Bearmen. We could give Sayl a couple of Norsca Nice Trolls, but they can't Vanguard deploy and the Etten can, so kind of mad about it. Alright, let's do this for now. Like so. You have at least some regiments over now. Now we still have a solid melee line, and no anti-large spear chuckers, but I'm just gonna hope that these guys can handle it, especially when we have a mammoth for sale. Then, are we... yeah, we got the werekin now. So we got sneaky gives you stock, strong gives you armor, which is nice, and sanguine gives you attack. I want to say strong. And I just want to see, do you have vanguard deployment for... oh, you also get roar to arms. Huh, that's actually a pretty solid thing to stack, especially in the bear army. And frankly, because of Ruinous flesh, which is my favorite kind of flesh, we need to probably get a couple of these. 23 armor around? That's pretty darn solid. But I do note, or at least as far as I can tell, no vanguard deployment. Specifically for skin wolves, which, again, I find kind of surprising. Frenzied Assault is also quite nice. Anyway, I guess we'll want another one of these, but we'll have to wait until we get a strong one. I wonder if these guys have tough available as well. Maybe there's a tech to get vanguard deployment to skin wolves? I'd still maybe put them with the bearmen, maybe. But I will consider it. Anyway, let's level up real quick and then let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's get you Chain Lightning. You're already doing great work with those spells, and we can do more great work. You will then go to Deadly Blade and to Foe Seeker. Do you ever get hit by rain? Well, occasionally. Let's do that. Alright, then, now that you have the new Etten, let's see about this Dark Ritual thing. Okay, leave, please. Thank you. And teleport. It's not the Tower of Asher, it's this one. Wizards of the Empire. I like that. Bounce of Power. Teleport. And it doesn't show what the reinforcements are. Oh, I didn't notice that it had a steam tank. Okay, you guys have to beat that thing up. Go.
I have seen the path to victory, and it requires only a little of your blood.
Alrighty, here we go. Wasn't expecting a little sort of pseudo-quest-like cutscene that we got, but I guess that's neat. A bit weird that they didn't say anything, but all good. Anyway, Knights of the Everlasting Light and Knights of the Blazing Sun working together, lances all ablaze as they face off against now our great weapon-wielding Kurgan horse. The poison should come in handy, and we did debuff the enemy with a nice enfeebling foe as we crashed into them. Sayl will do the same on his chariot, while our single entities, i.e. Beorg and Balor, will both head towards the enemy Luminarch and the enemy tank and try to bonk those machines apart. And hopefully prevent them from firing, because, well, it looks like they're trying to go after our critical units, and it looks like one of the Etten has already taken a hit from the Luminarch there. Nice to have more than one Etten available to us, so that we are having a little bit of a tough time dealing with the Knights of the Everlasting Light. And the Knights of the Blazing Sun as well. Might need a little something in this army to deal with them. Frankly, mammoths would be great. We will have one when the form of the mammoth for sale. Will we need any others, though? They wouldn't be able to vanguard deploy, and I'm still very much liking how this entire army can vanguard deploy so far. It's making me think we may even want to keep Beorg and his bearmen with us, and just because of that vanguard deployment. I'll replace a couple more of them, maybe with some of the monstrous arcanum units, maybe a chimera or something, but otherwise keep them. Certainly a thought. There we go, Renowned Thunderbolt comes down, hitting the steam tank hard and taking about 40% of its HP, maybe 30%. And Balor will deliver the final strike with its maul and destroy same said tank. The bounce power has shifted to about 70% in our favor, and the enemy reinforcements arrive. The goal of the battle is to kill the two wizards, one wizard of light and one wizard of beasts? Yeah, Amber, a wizard, which have brought with them a bunch of flagellants. while we are still in this fight. And man, the AI has been doing a great job with the cycle charging in this particular battle, because we just keep trying to run after those darn Knights of the Everlasting Light over and over again. Etten are still very much in the fight though, and they're anchoring the line of Bearmen and preventing the enemy from getting as much use out of those charges as I'm sure they'd like. On the bright side, our Kurgan horse are now no longer busy on the left flank and are now moving in to intercept the knights that are still here, while the enemy infantry have by and large been destroyed. Soon it'll be a matter of just heading to the reinforcing army, which will be the completion of the quest, I assume. Alright, and now still more cycle charging from the Knights of the Everlasting Light. I keep expecting them to get finally destroyed, but they're fighting on with that leadership of theirs. There we go, nice hit from the Etten, dropping several of them and forcing them into combat. There we go, beautiful. And the last of those guys look like they're getting crushed, although they're still in the fight with 10% of their HP remaining. They still haven't dropped. Come on, Bearmen, take them down. And there we go, these guys will break and not shatter at last. You haven't shattered with this tiny sliver of HP? You have less than 10% of your HP remaining, come on, man. Well, whatever. What can you do? And ooh, Chain Lightning is also reworked. Alright, Chain Lightning looks pretty nice now, damn. I like it. Alright, somebody made a comment that they didn't like what the new Comet of Cassandora looks like, and it's making me nervous. So far, I am digging the Chain Lightning and the Wind Blast effects. They're pretty nice. I haven't yet seen Comet. We're probably going to see it in Aislin's campaign first, because he's got access to Heaven's mages. Anyway, Flagellants have come in, but they may be unbreakable, but the Horrifying Etten is probably not a foe that they're going to be easily able to deal with. There we go, and of course, once again, we now have multiple Etten here with us. Damn, look at all those poor Flagellants that go flying. There's a third Etten coming in. It's a little bit slow here. 33 move speed. Yeah, it's not going to be here quickly, but by the looks of it, we're not going to need it. All four of the Flagellant units are severely damaged now, and Sayl has decided to start going after the enemy mages, and just kind of running them down on that chariot, while getting the occasional cast off as well. There we go, gotta love those skull laser eyes. Always hard to keep the Etten in the camera. But all good, the Kurgan horse have arrived to help out as well, and together with the Bearmen overrun the last remaining Flagellants, leaving pretty much only the mages and the dregs of those units, plus of course the Archelector that led them here. That said, the bounce power is 90-95% in our favor, and a couple more hits to any of these units will see them fall. The Light Wizard now surrounded by great weapon-wielding Kurgan horse, and the Amber Wizard gets cut down by the same, and apparently torn to shreds. Ouch. Archelector is still in the fight though, good for you. And what are you at here? No, a little bit over 50% HP, not too bad. 60 kills. Wait, no, that's on the Etten. 5 kills on you. And there we go. All three Ettens surround the surround the Archelector. I don't think he's getting out of this. One's a pretty cool shot too. Alrighty, and with that, the Archelector will break, shatter, or rather, the last of the wizards will fall, and the battle, the quest battle, the first aspect of our dark ritual, is now complete. Alrighty, there we go. Very nice battle and a nice chunk of change for our trouble. And in fact, an even nicer chunk of change once we sacrifice those captives. And Paladin did okay, but nothing crazy, which is just fine. The Kurgan Horsemen admittedly did struggle with the Knights of the Everlasting Night or Light and Knights of the Blazing Sun, though that's, you know, not unexpected. The enemy are a much heavier cav than our Kurgan are, and they're in here because, well, flavor and all that, not because I think they're going to be able to stand up to the likes of Chaos Knights and all that. Anyway, 500 kills and 57,000 damage on Sayl, dropping those spells once again. The Fimmer Noble actually doing a little bit better than Beorg, though admittedly the damage delta's gold value is still pretty high, as the two were attacking the Steam Tank and the Luminarch. Nice work. We'll sacrifice those captives. Like so, free Barbarian. And the War Shrine for Sayl, plus the mission completion, of course. Now, Sayl, out of curiosity, do you have a Barbarian? You do. Alright, so you don't need another one at this time. Just wondering whether we should use those guys. Hey, you reach rank 12. Perfect. Replenishes... Yeah, we could have used that. Replenishes 15 campaign movement range after winning a battle. Ability Thrill of Battle, and melee makes you even tankier. Notorious Plunderer. Income from post-battle loot plus 30%. Good lord. Okay, we should keep you with him for a while, just to get our faction off the ground before we split off, which means then I think we can, we can still prepare this army, but we can use it maybe not quite as is. It might need a few adjustments, which means I guess crossing back to where we were over here. Fair enough. And what do we have here? Passive ability, Rabble Rouse, immune to psychology. Uncompromising, unyielding assault, which they already get via their tree. Okay, someone didn't think that through. Come on. Anyway, yeah, I was going through this. Warcry gives you glorious charge. Vanguard deployment and attribute fear for Marauder Bearman, which is what we wanted. Bearman Averso gives them upkeep reduction, melee defense and frenzy, and rattled contact effect. Ooh, pretty strong too. All right, nice. Do we want training? I don't think we care about it right now. You might actually need Deadly Fangs because your melee attack is shockingly low right now. Granted, considering you're supposed to be a very tank, it does make some sense. What do we have in terms of items now? Plenty of items, very few in the way of weapons. Like, basically no weapons. You can have the Biting Blade for now, and then Sayl, you are holding the Ogre Blade, which I guess makes sense if you're on the Mammoth, at least for now.
But unbound.
Let's get your magical reserves and earthing. Still got to get towards Arcane Conduit. And then the Fimir, you are going to head towards Heroic Killing Blow. Unnatural Thirst, Woundmaker, make a hit harder. I don't think we need Quicksilver because we got 68 speed with the... Ooh, does your Mammoth look any different than the regular War Shrine? Maybe. I need a regular War Shrine beside him to know for sure. Honestly, we're probably tough enough now to fight a... Oh. There we go. Heal up to full with your raiding camp stance. Probably tough enough to start our first monster hunt as well. Requires technology. Okay, so Frigastrux is the only one we can do then. Choose the Lord to begin the hunt. Yeah, who do you think? Frigastrux the Cold Voider. Glory of the Hunter. Leadership upkeep reduction for Regiments of Renown. Ward save for all characters for 10 turns, which is nice. So it honestly feels like it would be a shame to waste it, but we should probably begin the hunt. There's probably other objectives to this as well. Anyway, Sayl, only one. And we have to go up here. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. I was gonna head southward, but it looks like we want to head a little bit north. Fair enough. A dangerous, murderous Chaos Frost Dragon is a great offering to the gods indeed, and none are more dangerous and murderous than Frigastrux, scion of the Cold Void. It appears only where the worst snowstorms fall, so to hunt it down you must battle the worst of the elements as well as the monster itself. I'm almost tempted to replace 2 of the Bearmen with a couple of, with a couple of Javelin Chuckers, but maybe we'll be okay with that? I guess we'll find out. Alrighty, and then... Okay. Why are there a million frickin' they're blocking us off? You go into raiding camp and then head through. Thank you. Alright, we can raid our own territory in that manner. Otherwise, we got money now. And we can potentially upgrade stuff. Bloodwind Keep, Clan Enclave, please. Beast Tanner, and... could go for the loot pile or the Chaos Shrine. I mean, technically we will need these, but we... yeah, no capacity. We will get capacity here. Man, might as well start building it up. We'll want them in every territory after all. Alrighty, what about Pomey? Gonna continue ignoring it. Yeah, it does give us additional spoils per turn, but it's kind of in a dangerous position. So I feel like it's probably not worth our time. More critical that we upgrade Wei Jin. Anyway, that looks good to me, so we can skip, and then turn. I assume I haven't forgotten anything there. And I also assume that nobody's going to be able to attack us. Oh, did I build the outpost with the Chaos Dwarfs? Because I think now we are going to be in need of it. Also got to double check what our allegiance with them is. Heralds of the Tempest, you want a trade agreement. You're not at war with anybody. I'm going to wait, because we might be able to force them to become our vassal. Especially since we're going to betray Tamarkan since he's broken. What is this? Sayl the Faithless. No rest, campaign movement range plus 50, but at the cost of vigor loss. If we want to travel somewhere, it's nice. A loss of campaign movement range for vigor, or increased upkeep for leadership. I genuinely don't like any of these. None of them are particularly helpful to us. I'm tempted the most by no rest, no reward, only struggle. Yeah, it's a vigor loss, very tired in battle, which is not great, but at the same time... it saves time. So keen senses and portentous premonitions guide your hunter's path even when there seems to be none. It is bodies that must follow it. Though your warriors have not lost sight of the goal, their flagging strength belies their determination. I mean, I guess we could do this considering we have a decent chunk of change without loss of the vigor loss, but it depends how far we have to travel. Nah, I'm still gonna do it. We'll be fine, I'm sure. No reward, only struggle. Alrighty, there we go. With that, folks, I think this is probably going to be the best place to call it. Next time we'll do the Frigastrix battle and our first Monstrous Arcanum fight, and hopefully that'll unlock other stuff. We also have to pay attention to what technologies we need to unlock these. Deadly Prey is here, and fairly far away. And wait, is it in... oh, we got something here. Hello. Mastery of Elemental Winds for all spellcasters. Vanguard deployment when fighting against Cathay. Construction for garrison buildings. Yes, yes, do that. I didn't realize we had fought 10 battles against Cathay, so, yeah. So Deadly Prey is here, and it would... I guess it would improve Etten as well, so we could go through this. This unlocks Monster Hunt for the Voice of the Wastes. Wait a moment. Just gotta take a quick look at this. And, oh, that's this one. Ooh, that's one I want as well. Okay, yeah, fine. We're gonna go through this and Deadly Prey then. After we're done with what we're currently doing. I don't even remember what we were... oh, it's only one turn for this? But we're not about to capture a settlement, but yeah, we'll want that as well. Anyway, exciting times. We got our army not quite to where we want it to be, but significantly better than it was. And next time we take on Frigastrix and keep doing stuff, generally speaking, and probably split our two armies off. Maybe get some more monstrous units and such. You may be training up to when eventually you will lead the army with Beorg, but that's probably going to take a bit. Might not even do that and might make you a little bit different than I was considering. We'll find out as we go, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.